What's up, y'all? It's Breed Life Callie, owner of Breed Life, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys 3 ways to fund your clothing brand. You got that right? That's 3 ways to fund your clothing brand without going to a bank, without asking a lender. And these ways I am teaching today as 3 proven methods that has helped me fund my clothing brand and raise capital so I don't have to ask anybody else. So before we get started, go ahead and get out a notebook and a piece of paper, or get your phone out and let's take notes, because I do believe that note takers are money makers, and money makers are the risk takers that are going to change the future as we continue to evolve. Okay, and full disclaimer, if you guys hear a dog in the background, it is mine, so just ignore it. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first way I'm going to be teaching you guys, the first way that I'm going to be teaching you guys is your job. Yes, I know what you guys are thinking. Obviously, I work every day. I get up and I work hard. Why wouldn't I use the capital from my job to invest in my clothing brand? True, but I'm gonna tell you realistically what happens. Okay, so a lot of us get up, we go to work, we get paid. So let's just say, for the example, we get paid every week, right? So we get paid, and what we do is we pay bills first, and then after we do that, we feel like we gotta buy ourselves things so we can, appreciate all of the hard work we did. So we put money aside for entertainment, right? We either go to the movies, we go out to eat, we'll go party, whatever it is. And by the time we realize that we only got $50 left in our wallet, we sit there and think, because a lot of us are surviving off of a surviving mentality. We say, I'm not gonna spend my last $50 investing in the clothing brand, so when the next time I get paid, I'm going to invest in the clothing brand. But what it does is it becomes a never-ending cycle, and eventually you never end up investing in your clothing brand. So today I'm going to teach you guys a way and a method that you could do that by using your 9 to 5, your 8 to 4, your 7 to 3, whatever it is, to fund the clothing brand. All right, so this is where we're about to take notes. Okay, guys, so I always use this method as like paying tithes, okay? Like paying tithes. Whenever I get paid, I always set 10% to the side so that it can multiply itself. So when you sow a seed and you water the seed is going to continue to grow. So that's kind of how it is when you get paid. You want to invest in your clothing brand. When you sow that seed into the clothing brand and you continue to work on the clothing brand and work on the clothing brand is going to multiply for itself. And eventually you won't have to do these things because the money will be making itself. So the first thing you guys are going to be doing is taking out 5 to 10% of your paycheck and putting it towards your clothing line. Okay, so you're going to be taking out either 5 to 10%. So if you guys don't really know percentages really well, I have dropped a percentage calculator down in the comments. So all you guys have to do is type in how much you got paid and how much percentage you want to calculate, and it'll give you how much you should be putting aside, because not all percentages will be 10%. But in the example I'm going to show you guys, so if your paycheck is $100, you would want to put aside $10 because that's 10% of the money. Same with $200. If you get paid $200, you want to put aside $20 and save, because that's 10%. That is 10% of $200. Now, if you guys don't have a bank, I do recommend getting a safe or envelope or somewhere you aren't tempted to touch this money and use it for things outside of the clothing brand. But what you're going to do is save this money up until you're able to afford the things that you want to get or need to get for the clothing brand. Okay, so it's just as simple as that. If you guys stick to this method, I promise you will be able to put more capital aside for the business, and you'll be able to invest in the business way more. And you guys don't only have to do 5 to 10%. You guys can scale anywhere up to 20% and put way more than just $10 of $100. You can do 50 of $100 if that's what you feel like you want to do, but it's whatever you feel. But that's just the breakdown of it. So the second way I'm going to be teaching you guys is side hustles. Okay, this is my favorite one, probably. I say my second favorite one, but it's definitely where most of my income comes from, which is side hustles. So today I'm going to be giving you the side hustles that can help you, and what I also use till this day to also invest in my clothing brand, right? So first side hustle I'm going to be teaching you guys about is delivery services. Uber, DoorDash, Smart, Waiter. It's a plethora of them nowadays. So guys, just get on these apps and figure out which one works for you and which one you like the most, and set a goal for yourself. When you get on these apps, say, okay, I want to raise $100 to, I want to get $100 today, right? So you're gonna allocate the time, the free time that you have, and go and get that $100. And when you get that $100, full disclaimer, because I feel like a lot of people do not talk about this part. When you are on delivery services and you become a freelancer and a 1099. So guys, when you do get paid, so let's say you get paid $100 from the delivery services. You did Uber for an hour and you made $100. You want to set aside 10%, 10 to 12% of that money for taxes. So if you made $100, set aside $10 in an envelope with taxes on there, or in your bank account, your savings with taxes on there. And do not mix this money. Do not mix your clothing brand and your taxes money. You want to have two different envelopes, putting this money aside, and you're able to, because you don't want to not pay your taxes, but you're able to put that $10 aside for taxes when taxes come around, and you don't want to take that money till you can pay your taxes. But you're also able to give 90 to your clothing brand. So 90 to the clothing brand, 10 to your taxes. So I hope that makes a lot of sense. If not, drop a comment down below, because I know sometimes I could talk a bit fast. The next thing I'm going to be teaching you guys about is a trader skill, making money from something you're good at. We all are good at doing something. That's why we're here on this earth. So find something that you're really, really good at. And if you don't know, ask people. If you're good at cutting hair, if you're good at cutting grass, if you're good at taking out garbage, if you're good at moving things, whatever it is that you deem yourself to be good at, start making money from doing something you're good at. And then that's also going to help fund your clothing brand. Okay, I do a plethora of things. I do tutoring. I'm a coach on the side. I also, the clothing brand is also particularly a side hustle. And then I also do photography and another plethora of things. But these things will help you fund your clothing brand. The next thing that I want to talk about is social media management. This is also a side hustle that I do. I am very good at social media. So one of the things that I do is I reach out to small business owners or churches or events or people that I know that are doing things a lot of times, and they don't have time to run social media, or they don't run social media. So I know a lot of people in my area that does hair, but they have no social media presence. So what I do, I've created a box where I charge them a certain amount of price for a month, and they can renew every month, and they'll pay me for a month to run their social medias, and I give them 1 to 2 social medias, and I control their social media the whole month and build their social media presence. This is easy, guys, because all you have to do is you can go with them some of the work days and capture as much content as you can. You can go to events when they have events. You can get them to do the content and send you the content, and you edit and do all the skills. And all you have to do is settle automation for them, and bam, you're making quick money. Okay, and guys, you can do this anywhere between $50 all the way up until it's really no limit to what you can get paid. But get into social media management if that's something that you are very good at. Study these social medias, get into it, and make your money to fund your clothing brand. Okay, don't be scared to get out there and do what you gotta do. Okay, so the next thing I want to tell you guys about is finding some focus groups. This is really, really, really slept on. If you guys don't know what a focus group is where businesses bring you in to test and review products, or even do case study on certain things, and they just want your opinion, and they'll pay you for that. So if you are in major cities, this is around you. If you're not in a major city, find major cities that are around you. All you have to do is go to Google and hit find focus groups, and they literally pay anywhere between $100 to $500 a day. I'm telling you guys, you don't want to miss out on these. Please, full disclaimer, anything that I'm naming in this video, do your research. Okay, don't just go off what I'm saying. Do your research. I've done this before, but I want you guys to do your research. Don't just go off it, because I'm telling you guys, this is my experience. Everybody's experience will be different, but definitely don't sleep. Okay, and the last one I want to tell you guys about is babysitting. Right, these are for my younger entrepreneurs. If you guys have cousins, you have nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters, approach these people, ask them, say, hey, I'm trying to do this. Would you guys mind, paying me to babysit? And these are the days I'll babysit, and this is my rate. Now, personally, I probably would tell you start at $10 an hour. Don't exceed past 20, because we kind of in a rough spot of the world. But hey, to each his own. Whatever they're willing to pay you is what they're willing to pay you. But I've never went over $20 an hour when it comes down to babysitting. And it also just depends on who I'm babysitting, because sometimes for the day I'll take a flat fee and not even do it by the hour, right? And it just depends on how many hours they're doing. So that's the end of side hustles, and we're finna get into number 3, the third method of raising capital for your clothing brand, right? And that is my favorite one, and that's why I said the other one was my favorite one. Is my top two, but sponsors, okay, this is my favorite because I'm a very social person and I love talking to people. So you're gonna hear this term when you guys are continue to elevate in the industry. OPM, it's called OPM, other people's money, right? So the more you get ready to elevate, you want to use other people's money, because essentially that's all you're doing when you own a business. You are finding ways to get OPM. You're finding ways to get other people's money. But this time, we're doing it through people that are believing in the dream. So I'm going to tell you guys how this works with OPM, right? So other people's money, the first thing you're going to do is figure out what's your story. What is your story? Okay, so you guys need to sit down and take out time to figure out what is the story that you want to convey. My brand is called Breed Life. Breed Life is an inspirational and motivational brand that inspires others through the act of doing. So we're constantly inspiring people, motivating people, showing people ways to believe themselves. So we're always having events about mental health. We're always having events about self-improvement. We're always doing events about educating the youth. We're always inspiring people to do more, right? So once you figure out what's your story, you're going to sell and tell your story to as many people as you can, right? You're going to sell and tell your story to many people as you can. And I'm not saying sell it as in, hey, this is my story, I want you to buy into what I have. No, sell it. Give me the emotional factor. Why did you start this brand? And how can I how can I relate to what you have going on? You know what I'm saying? Without me seeming like you're putting a dollar value on it. Because I'm going to tell y'all, your why is going to be the biggest part to you selling any product that you've ever sold in your life. And I'm going to tell you, I learned this when I did like probably my second pop-up shop. I did like a pop-up shop. And it was so many people there, and I was closest to the door. And I'm gonna tell y'all why this is important. I had 2 workers with me at the time, and then it was me. I told y'all I'm a very social person, so I'm talking to everybody. When people coming through the door, nobody sitting down, we shaking hands. So people coming to the table, what do y'all have going on? And that was people with better setups than us, and people with better, anything. They say, what do y'all have going on? And we tell them, hey, we're Breed Life. This is what we do. This is why we started, and this is how you could be a part of what we have going on. People always want to be a part of something. So let's give them a reason, right? Let's give them a reason. And I'm not telling these people, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and this is what we doing, unless I'm showing concrete evidence. And that is what Breed Life is about. I'm showing them concrete evidence. I'm telling them this is how you can get a part, because this is the events we do. This is the events that you could be a part of. Wearing this shirt is how you could be a reflection of just being a better person, right? So people always want to be a part of something, so let's give them a reason. If y'all ever think about it, whenever somebody blow up, people from your high school and elementary school, oh, I went to school with them. Yeah, I went to school. I know them. Everybody want to be a part, but let's give them a good reason to want to be a part, and that's going to have people buying in. So while you doing this, I meant to say this in the beginning, you guys want to you guys actually want to put your mission in a picture, and I'm actually probably going to do this in another video, but you're going to take your mission and your picture and put it on a manila folder. So you're going to put the mission at the bottom and what you guys are about and your social media and everything, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this. And you're going to tape it to a manila folder or staple it to a manila folder. You're gonna go around with the manila folder asking them what they like to donate to the cause and what you have going on and getting invested, okay? And this is very good, again, for my social people. And even if you aren't social, you can get people to go and do it for you. So you could pay people to actually go out and tell your mission and your story, and get them to help raise capital for you, okay, guys? So once you know the answer to all these, I'm telling y'all, you want to create a flyer and go talk to as many people as you can. Go to your downtown area, knock on a lot of doors, let them know what you have going on. And don't be afraid of people telling you no, because that's the best thing that they could tell you is no, because it gives you a chance to reevaluate what you kind of like a better approach to things, right? So it gives you a chance to sit back and look at a better approach to things, okay? So guys, don't forget, the most important things about getting sponsors is selling and telling your story, because people want to invest and be a part of something that they can relate to. So give them a reason, and the only way that you can do that is knowing what is your why are you doing what you're doing, and what is going to be the outcome if I decide to invest in you, right? And once we know all of that, we'll create a flyer and go shake as many hands as we can, talk to as many people we can, and do all of that. So before we get ready to end, I want to give you guys the most important part to knowing any of these things and raising capital. One, I want to teach you guys about the rule of money, right? Let's talk about the rule of money. The rule states that when money realizes it is in good hands, it wants to stay and multiply in those hands. This just means that, guys, when you guys are raising this capital, the intention on how you spend this money and what you do with it is more important than just getting money and not having any intentions at all on what you plan to do with it. So anything that I told you today before getting to this point does not even matter if you do not set goals on what you plan to do with your money for your clothing brand, because you can do all of these and get all of this money and take the money and fumble the bag for your own personal gain. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do and you have great intentions with the money, you guys are going to flourish forever. So let's talk about clothing brand goals before we end this video. So let's talk about clothing brand goals. So the biggest part I want to tell you guys, when you're raising money, these are questions you should be asking yourself. What all do I need? All right. So you want to think about the most important thing at this moment in time that you need, right? So if you plan on doing in-house production, which is working out of your home or your bedroom or whatever you're working out of, and you need a print machine, how much is that print machine going to cost? Is that the most important thing that's vital for you at this moment in time that you need? And you guys have to think, I said, what do you need, not what you want. Okay, so you may want a certain type of machine, but you need to get started, right? The goal is just to get started. So get a machine just so you can get started, and always go the right way about it. Is it t-shirts that you need? You guys want to make a list about a lot of the important things that you need and figure out what do you need first, right? The next thing, how much is it going to cost? How much is it going to cost me to get these things that I need? So now we're setting goals. Okay, so now I know how much it's gonna cost. Now I know how much I need to get. Now I know I need this amount of money by then, because this is when I'm trying to start. And I need to know the things I need to know. If I'm trying to start in 3 months, okay, I need to get a roll on it. I need to get a roll on it and move as fast as I can, okay? So once you know what you need, then you want to go into how much is it going to cost. Then you're going to know how much money or things do I need, right? So how much money do I need for this, okay? So if the machine costs $200, how much am I going to need? Maybe I'll do a cushion. I'll try to go and get 250, right? And like I told y'all, if you time it perfectly, let's say you work 4 days out of the week, that's 3 extra days of free time, right? So you want to give you guys, let's say you decide to do a trading skill and you cut hair, and it's how many haircuts is gonna get me $100 just for this day. That's how many haircuts I need to be doing. Or how much time do I need to be on Uber for me to get these $100 until the next day? And then the next day I could try to get 100, and then the next day I'll get 50. So that go your 250. So in the free time that you have, use it the best way you can. And then you want to ask yourself, what services do I need to put money towards? So if you guys have to be on Shopify, if you guys have to buy domains, if you guys have to buy certain services like Canva or whatever, Canva Pro, then you guys need to know what services do you need at this moment in time to operate the clothing line. If you guys want to do via DM, and make sure you're keeping up with orders through DM. Personally, I hate doing orders through DM, so I have a website, because we'll just deal with that through the website. But it's up to you. What service do you need? If you can't afford services right now, sometimes you have to go DM until you can upgrade. But remember, just make sure you're setting clothing brand goals, and then how much money will go towards marketing. Don't forget, guys, once you guys get designs and things like that, you guys want to allocate money to marketing. And sometimes marketing is free, so look up a lot of authentic marketing that you can do, like TikTok, YouTube, not YouTube, TikTok, well, YouTube, yeah, depending on if you're trying to document the process. But TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook Marketplace is a good place, Etsy, whatever you're trying to do for your clothing brand. You just want to ask yourself as many questions as possible to prepare, okay? Because proper preparation prevents poor performance. And I want you guys to remember that, okay? So without further ado, that is the end of this video. So if you guys have any questions, please drop a comment and I'll do the best to answer based upon my knowledge on where I am in the industry. It is opinion based, so don't get mad if you don't agree with my opinion. Anybody in the comments, you guys are free to drop comments down below as well. And if you guys have anything that I didn't mention that you want to say in the video, drop it down in the comment and let's engage, y'all. Drop something that you learned if you didn't know anything. Also, if you guys want to check out my brand, check out the clothing brand at www.breathelifealways.com. And just check in with us and tap in, okay? So I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I appreciate y'all. Until next time.